Also going to Louisville, Kentucky, Kansas.
I think it's kind of what we expected after we found out that Louisville was hosting yesterday. We thought it might either be Indiana or go out west somewhere, but then, we heard Louisville was hosting, so it's kind of what we expected.
You sit here with all your teammates and they're gushing about you over and over again for an hour on national TV. Is it a little embarrassing?
No, these guys kind of know what's going on, and after the year that I had, I think a lot of guys kind of expect that too. So it's just kind of fun to hear them talk about it and to be with the guys and see their reactions and everything. So, they give me a hard time about it and everything, but, it's just part of being a team.
AJ, does this one feel any different than freshman year when you all made it to the tournament?
Freshman year we felt like we kind of got, we felt like they took it out of our hands. We felt like we should have hosted, and this year we kind of weren't in that same position, but we finished the year a lot stronger this year, I feel like, and we're doing everything well as a team right now. So we've got a lot of momentum going into the regionals, and we always enjoy playing Louisville and playing well against them. So we're excited about it, and we're going to go in there and keep playing how we are.
You guys have beaten them twice. You see a lot of names of teams pop up that you've beaten. How much confidence does just your resume give you going into this postseason?
Yeah, we have tremendous confidence right now. Our last conference weekend against Georgia, we played really well, and we played really well in the conference tournament. We're ready to go out there and play hard, and we feel like we can play with anybody in the country, and we feel like we're one of those teams that nobody wants to play in the regionals. So we got a lot of confidence right now, and we're ready to go out there.
I think you beat 10 teams that got in the field. Has your schedule gotten you as ready as a team can be for something like this?
Yeah, we played a pretty good non-conference schedule this year. I feel like it's the best one since I've been here, especially playing Virginia, who was the #1 team most of the year, first game of the year. That helps out, and we played South Carolina, who was #1 when we played them, and Vandy was top 5, and Florida's 2 overall seeds. So, we played a lot of really good teams, and we beat a lot of really good teams. So we're very confident going into the regionals.
You said you figured you'd go to Louisville, but what kind of an advantage, if any? You know that ballpark, you know the surface, and your fans will be there.
Yeah, it's close, and a lot of our fans are going to be able to go, and it's going to be packed. The other 2 teams there are going to be good teams, and everybody wants to see that matchup. So there's going to be a lot of fans there for both teams, and it's just going to be a really cool environment.
It's worked out well when the basketball team has to play Louisville in the postseason. Is there something a little sweeter about having to go through a rival to get to that next step?
Yeah, we always look forward to playing Louisville in the regular season, and now to get to play them in the postseason, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to be ready for it and play a really good game.
From the pitcher perspective, what stands out about that ballpark?
I know they got a really big mound, so that helps out in some ways. I don't know their dimensions off the top of my head, but it's not the same as ours. I know that, and we're just going to approach it the same way that we approach anything else, is just attack the hitters and keep the ball down and let our defense work. So, the field doesn't really come into play much. They got the turf, so the ball's going to be a little quicker. But, we're still going to try and, let the defense work and get ground balls.
You happy not to be hitting in Hoover anymore? So you hit 3 or 4 that would have been out of this one.
Yeah, that's a big field for sure. It's nice to come back to maybe a little bit smaller field, but it's just about hitting the ball hard and finding good pitches to hit.
AJ, you didn't have a lot of bad games all year, clearly, but the 2 Louisville games weren't your best outings. Any extra motivation coming off those 2?
Yeah, those might have been 2 of my worst games of the year. I don't really have a reason why or not, but we obviously want to play well against them just because it's a regional, and we want to go to Omaha, and I don't think we've won a regional here in Kentucky. So that's kind of our motivation, is we want to be that first team to do that.
Do you have to guard against looking past Kansas? You've never played them. We've asked you a bunch of questions about Louisville.
Yeah, you got to take care of Kansas first. They're going to be a solid team. They're in the tournament for a reason, so you can't take that for advantage. And we got to come out there and play well against them, and and put up runs and throw well and play good defense.
What do you think of the draw?
I think we all kind of expected it. It'll be a tough one. I know Kansas got a good team, and Kent State's won the MAC. I don't know how many years in a row. And Louisville's a good club. Impressive resume. But it'll be fun. It'll be a good weekend of baseball.
A little juicy to have, along with the rival, to have the team you played 21 innings against 2 years ago in the regional.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it always sets up like that. But yeah, it'll be fun. Louisville's a good club. Kent State's got a good team. I played probably about a third of those kids growing up, and so it should be a fun regional.
When you play your rivalry games as midweek games, do you have to? You guys obviously had success. You went 2-0, but do you throw those out the window a little bit since your weekend guys aren't going head to head in those games?
A little bit. There's same hitters in the lineup, and both. I think both our programs have very capable pitchers throwing in the midweeks. Obviously, our weekend starters are very good, and they have good arms too. But I think winning 2 games against them here and there definitely gives us a little bit more confidence going in there.
What do you think of the way your team's playing right now, going into the tournament?
I think we feel good. I think our offense is hitting a stride. I think we pitched very well in the SC tournament. Defense is good, and we seem to get a lot of key hits over the course of the tourney. And when you go to Hoover and win games like that, it gives you the confidence to pretty much go anywhere and know that you're good enough to win. And so I think right now it's get a couple of days of practice in and stay hot.
How much does it mean to you to be playing in the state? I mean, it gives the fans a chance to come to Louisville and support you guys in the regional.
Yeah, it's a lot better than heading out to Washington or Cal Poly. It's nice because a lot of our families can come and our friends and our fan base. I think we had a pretty good crowd at Hoover, if I'm not mistaken, this past week. And so it's nice to only be about an hour away from here and probably about 3 or 4 hours for a lot of families around here. So it worked out very well.
How big is it timing-wise to have what looks like Cody and Shepard sort of coming back to form, pitching really well down there in Hoover?
Well, it definitely gives us a lot more depth in our pitching staff. And I think it takes some of the pressure off of those other guys in lesser roles, maybe 1 or 2 batters instead of trying to get 2-3 innings out of them. And so when you have those arms and when they're heating up like Cody did against Florida and Shep came in 2 outings and did very well, it kind of takes a little bit more off your offense. I think a little bit there we thought we had to score about 8, 9, 10 runs to win a game. And so it'll be good. So.
That's kind of a quirky ballpark with that surface, and you guys know it pretty well. Any edge for you?
No, I mean we don't think too much about the turf. We've played on that turf. It's just like IU's. Ground balls might be a little harder, they're faster, but it comes down to just pitching, defense, scoring more runs than the other team.
What about playing Kansas? You guys have never faced them.
I think they saw that a pretty good team batting average, about a 3.5 ERA. I don't know much about them, but they'll be a good squad, a 3 seed, and you can't take anyone lightly in the postseason. I mean, they're one of the top 64 teams in the country for a reason, so we'll be ready.
You welcome the chance to have to go through a rival to get to a super regional?
Yeah.
Does that make it even more fun?
I think so. I think it'll definitely pack the stadium and sell some tickets, but it'll be fun. I definitely hope to bring a regional here. I don't think we've ever won one. It'd make it a little bit more sweeter doing it there. So.
You guys always draw well in Louisville. I mean, that's their best attended game of the year. It's the only game where they charge the regular season for tickets. So, how much of an advantage is that?
I don't know. I think we won the last 2 years there, I think. I don't know how much of an advantage it is for us or them. It comes down to, I think the mound's a little taller. I don't know if it's, going to help them more or us. But, like I said before, in the postseason, hopefully we don't have to play another 21-inning game. But, we'll be ready for anything. So.